One thing that nobody prepares you about adulthood and studying abroad as a young person is that you're going to meet a lot of people, you're going to learn a lot from them, you're going to love a lot of them, but you're also going to lose a lot of them. During my time at New York University, when I was doing my bachelor's degree, I was fortunate enough to meet a lot of cool people who taught me a lot about life, and I befriended them and I loved them, but eventually I realized that they were not meant for me. And what I mean by that is they were not meant for me in the long term. Some people will come into your life, they will teach you a few lessons, and they will leave, and that is very hard to accept. I have lost and let go of so many friends I used to consider best friends, not just from university, but even from high school. I would be lying to you if I told you that it doesn't break my heart, because it really, really does, especially because of the fact that I don't have closure from a lot of those people for various reasons. Wow, we're getting very personal here. But what I realized throughout this entire process is that it's okay to let people go. Not everybody is meant to stay in your life long term. Some people will only be there for a season and they're meant to teach you something about life, and then eventually you will grow differently and go your separate ways. For the longest time, that was very hard for me to accept because I kept looking for reasons to understand what went wrong, why we're not on the same wavelength anymore, why we changed and became different people. Why can't we just go back to the old days and laugh like we used to? But the truth is, when you study abroad, and even when you grow up without studying abroad, but especially when you study abroad, because I gotta speak from my experience, you move countries, you move continents, you change fundamentally as a person more often than not. The friends you had from high school or even college, they experience life differently from the way you do. They start to form different belief systems, they start to prioritize different things, they start to act like different people, and that won't always sit right with you. You will try to fit in, you will try to make conversation, you will try to force laughter, but you'll go back home, you'll sleep on it, a few weeks will pass, a few months will pass, and you'll realize that it just wasn't the same. It was almost like you were trying to force conversation, you were trying to be the person you thought they would like and you thought that they would vibe with, but that's not really the case anymore because you're just a different person. And over time, I've realized that the people who you loved at one point, you will stop loving them because you will realize that they are not good for your growth. They are not meant to propel you to the next best version of yourself. In many ways, hanging out with them and associating yourself with them will keep you stagnant and will keep you from unlocking that next level of growth in life. And the case can be made that not everything is about growth. You know, some people you should just have by your side because of sentimental reasons, because of the fact that you were childhood friends. But personally, I care a lot about my personal and professional growth, and I want to be associated with people who push me and who want the best for me and who are happy for me when I win, and not people who are secretly rooting for me to lose, or who feel insecure when I grow, or who can't handle the fact that I am trying to do something new and they don't like that. Those are the kind of people that will inevitably drain your energy and waste your precious time. I have learned very painfully that it's okay to let these people go, even if you did not get the chance to find closure with them. If you can, try to find closure with them, but that's hard to do. And if you can't, just accept the fact that you loved them at one point and you can still carry that love with you and hold on to the nicer memories that you have of them instead of the bitter ones, because I don't know, that's just an easier way to go about life. And at the same time, it's still very tough because suddenly you will be reminded of them and you will always carry a piece of them with you, whether it be in the way you speak, in the way you think, in the way a certain smell will remind you of them, or a certain kind of food, a certain kind of location will remind you of them. And that can be very bittersweet. One part of you, the older version of you, or the younger version of you in this case, wants to go back to that, wants them back in your life. But the older version of you, the current you right now, knows better. And there's a struggle between you right now and younger you, between wanting what's best for you and wanting what's more comfortable. And that can be very tricky, and I don't think we talk about it enough. The pain of losing a best friend, the pain of losing friends, a group that you called your boys and you hung out all the time, and it's just not the same anymore. And nobody can maybe pinpoint an exact reason why, but the vibes are just not there, and nobody really tells you about that. On social media and in movies, you're somewhat taught how to get over a breakup, a romantic breakup. But what about a friendship breakup? What about the fact that we used to sit together in class and we used to crack so many jokes, and then we went to the same mall and did the same things together, and then you just don't even talk anymore? What about that? It's been very hard for me to accept that there are some people in my life who I used to love, who I don't have in my life anymore, because we've just grown in different ways. But I think becoming an adult is learning to accept that, and learning to accept that not everybody's meant to stay. It makes you appreciate those who you actually have, those who are actually there for you right now, and those who love you, and those who will do anything for you. It makes you appreciate those people because you start to realize what's important and what's not important, and who's not important. But it's a very tough lesson to learn. I'm sure you've experienced the same thing, and if you haven't, you probably will as you grow older. You enter your 20s, your mid 20s, you'll meet a lot of people. Those people might want the best for you at one point in their lives, but eventually they might not. And that's okay. All we can really do is accept the fact that you have changed and they have changed, and sometimes it's okay to let them go. This was a bit of a sappy video, wasn't it? Ah, okay. I'm all good. If anyone's wondering, I'm all good. I just wanted to share. I don't think people talk about this enough, so I thought I would. If you found this video useful, please share this with your family and friends, and subscribe if you want to see more content out of me, and like this video for the algorithm. Comment if you have any thoughts, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow.